Dummies in Bathrobes.
Segment 1.
Take 1. 2? That's not it.
Comma. I just have to say comma until we find Chameleon.
It's just season behind, I think.
It's called Sifi, actually, so.
Did they pronounce it Sifi?
No.
Puck!
Puck wants to mate with Chameleon. Oh, baby kiss. Oh! Man, they are jamming downstairs. Do you think they're having sex?
You think so?
They're like, that's loud music. That's loud
I thought
music
they were
to
watching a
not be
movie or
having
something,
sex
because
to.
it sounded like a movie when they first started it.
Comma. Whatever.
Vague hand gesture.
Dummies in Bathrobes.
Dummies in Bathrobes. Welcome to Dummies in Bathrobes. This is a video blog portion of comicchameleon.com, where we wear our bathrobes.
Our fantastically nerdy bathrobes.
Our incredible
Captain Kirk.
bathrobes, which we should probably take pictures of, like, the full things at some point.
This is Puck. He hates
Jesus.
Allie. He hates everyone. Except for me. Comma.
So, for our
likes
first... this is the portion of Comic Chameleon where we sit on the couch in our bathrobes and we rant or rave or both about something that is important to us. For our first segment of Dummies in Bathrobes, there's a rant that I've sort of expressed at several recent gatherings that Stella here thought would be a good Dummies in Bathrobes starter. And so I'm calling this the Firefly Rant. My observation that in a nerdy situation with other nerds, at some point, Firefly gets brought up. It's just sort of how it goes.
Because it's like the, I don't know, the white whale of the nerd community.
It is.
Like, let's all commune about our love for Firefly.
And how upsetting.
Oh, and we're all brown coats in our hearts.
Yep, the whole thing. And because, Joss Whedon is God and all of that stuff.
Got our Avengers blanket right here.
It all just sort of, it all culminates with, oh, but you've seen Firefly, right? And what I've noticed is when you say no, people don't believe you. I've never experienced this before, except with Firefly. Like, say I'm at a party, and somebody says...
Have you seen Firefly?
No, I actually haven't watched it yet.
Oh, well, it's really good. You're gonna come to a part where a blank person dies.
What?
And,
I just said I haven't fucking watched it. This has happened more times than I can count. It's, have you seen Firefly? No, I haven't. Great, because when this happens in this episode, I just fucking said I haven't watched it. I have had several things ruined for me. It's this weird phenomena that happens over and over again. Every time I meet new people in a nerdy situation, it happened at Halloween.
To be fair, at Halloween you were dressed as Kaylee.
Okay, but I was dressed as Kaylee because at that point I had watched the series.
Yes, you haven't seen Serenity.
Correct. It happened before that, over the summer. It happened at C2E2 last year. Shit, I just hadn't gotten around to it.
Because you can't watch everything.
You can't watch everything. You gotta pick and choose your battles. You gotta make a to-do list, or you go crazy. You can't just watch everything all at once. It doesn't work that way.
Or read everything.
Or read everything all at once. You know what you want to get into, and you will at some point. Like, I knew that I wanted to read more comic books. That was my New Year's resolution 2 years ago. And now we're both totally drowning.
So much fun.
Drowning in comic books.
I think it's a nerd phenomenon, though. Like, everyone wants to talk about everything because we have this community where we like, for lack of a better term, stuff. Mm-hmm. We are consumers. We watch things, we read things, and then we want to talk about them. We want to blog about them. We want to, it goes back to, like, when the internet first started, like, message boards. Like, we want to talk about them. We want to find people who like them. Mm-hmm. So
we go to cons.
Yeah, and so we tend to spoil things for each other, and we get mad about it, and some people are like, well, it's been years, it's your fault. And yeah, that makes sense, but if you go out of your way to ask somebody if they haven't seen something, and they tell you no, and then you spoil it, you're a dickbag.
You're a dickbag.
Like, you're a huge dickbag.
That's just how it is.
It's one thing to be like, oh, no, you should, I wanted to talk to you about this. There's, and then,
saying something you'll really love this character is not a spoiler.
Right, or you can get excited and be like, oh, there's so many things I like, and you can talk in vague terms that will make them want to watch it, and then maybe you can talk about it. Like, she gets mad because I don't watch 95% of the things that she watches or reads. Because she's like, that's not true. But
that's
you
really
do
not
read,
true.
well, you read a lot of
I read
things.
faster than you.
Yes.
That's it.
Way faster.
So the Firefly phenomenon is people not understanding or not believing when someone says, no, I haven't watched that. So, but I've never experienced this phenomenon before where, like, because, I mean, for a long time I hadn't seen the new Battlestar either. I'd seen the old Battlestar, but I hadn't seen the new one.
Why did you watch that?
Because my dad watched it.
Lizard people!
Okay, but the bottom line is, but it also pans out to a greater scale, where you said, like, we like to talk about things, we accidentally or on purpose like to spoil things for each other. And that's true. It's like hunting for spoilers on the internet. Fuck the internet. Hunting for spoilers on the internet is so much more exciting than actually finding the spoilers. Because people are freaking out about fucking Star Wars and the reboots and blah. It's the same thing that's going on right now with the new Star Trek Into Darkness. Everybody is losing their shit because they've perpetuated this idea that he's not Khan, and everybody is either totally sure that it is Khan or totally sure that it's not Khan. And, like...
I think it also goes into, like, a bigger thing, though, about specifically being a nerd, but, like, being an, entertainment nerd. You, at some point, have to divorce your, like, it's fun to look for spoilers, but you're gonna find out spoilers, and you have to detach yourself from it sometimes. I've had plenty of things spoiled for me. Does it suck? Sort of? Yeah, but I still watch them, and I still get enjoyment out of them. It's like when you read a book, and then they make it into a movie. You love the book, but then you're so excited about the movie, and then you bitch about the movie. But you have to divorce yourself from them. You have to be able to enjoy it all. There's
stuff that's not in your control. We're fans. We're a community. We support the stuff that's being created, but it's not our job to say this is this or this is that, and you should do this or you should do that. Like, I love it when people recommend stuff for me to read and watch. That's not my issue. My issue is when people say, I can't believe you haven't seen Firefly. I thought you were such a nerd. Mm-hmm. That's where we have a problem. Because that's not true.
Yeah, and you can't, like...
You can't
like everything.
You can't. You don't have time. No one has time. The people that do have time are lying. It's like, it's when people get indignant on your behalf about something that you clearly aren't indignant about. Like... For the longest time, I was okay with not having seen Firefly. I knew that I would get to it. I knew that I would probably like it.
Yeah, it's not that
I didn't like it. It's not that I was against Firefly. And now that I've seen the series, I fucking loved it. I loved it. There were issues. There were things that were unsatisfying, obviously, but it needed more time, and they didn't give it more time. So I understand that now. I'm reluctant to watch Serenity because I don't want it to end. Not because I'm against the movie, and not because I've had 8 things spoiled for me. Thanks, guys. It's because I'm reluctant to let it end. But you have to come to things in your own time. Like, that's really the bottom line. And if there are people around you yelling at you that you're not a real geek because you haven't watched something or read something or seen something, cunt punch them.
And then call them a dickbag, just to be gender equal.
Or, for my Supernatural fans out there, ass butt is a good option.
I don't watch Supernatural. We gotta fix that. I can't watch everything.
I know you can't watch everything. I'm just saying, when you're
ready.
Did
start catching up on Lost Girl though.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Lost Girl, fucking great show.
Do it. It's Canadian. Dummies and bathrobes.
Dummies and bathrobes.